Hello there, and welcome to the weekly Outside Views report on Welsh politics. Minister Julie James has announced a new £50 million scheme to bring more empty homes back to life. The National Empty Homes Grant Scheme, that will run over the next 2 years, has been developed to build on the success of previous Welsh Government initiatives like the Valleys Task Force Empty Homes Grant. The National Empty Home Scheme could see up to 2,000 long-term empty properties brought back into use. This scheme will run alongside with other Welsh Government schemes like Leasing Scheme Wales, which is designed to improve access to longer-term affordable housing in the private rental sector. A grant of up to £25,000 will be available for homeowners or prospective homeowners to remove significant hazards from their properties, to make them safe to live in, and to improve their energy efficiency. In order to qualify for the grant, the property must have been registered as empty with the local authority for a minimum of 12 months prior to commencement of the works. Once the works have been completed, the successful applicant must then live in that property as their main and only residence for a minimum of 5 years. Aside from owner-occupiers, registered social landlords, local authorities and community housing groups will also be able to access the funding for empty properties they are acquiring to bring back into use as affordable housing. The scheme has been developed with the local authorities and will be administered by Rhondda Cynon Council on behalf of the Welsh Government. And don't blame me on the pronunciation of those names again, please. Each participating local authority will have an allocation each year and will be responsible for undertaking service of the properties to identify and recommend the qualifying works for grant funding. The Welsh Government has set out its plans to address the challenges of staffing the Welsh NHS. The National Workforce Implementation Plan has been published in response to the additional demands on the NHS workforce since the COVID-19 pandemic. The NHS Wales workforce is at record levels with over 105,000 staff directly employed currently. However, there is expected to be increasing demand globally for healthcare workers, with the World Health Organization predicting a shortfall of 10 million health workers globally by 2030. The plan includes immediate actions to address the current pressures within the NHS. The actions include ethically recruiting more nurses from overseas, with a recruitment drive planned for later in 2023. Last year, the Once for Wales pilot campaign led around 400 nurses joining the NHS. And there are also plans to create an all-Wales collaborative bank to enable the NHS to address short-term staffing issues and provide staff with choice and flexibility, while encouraging a move away from agency working. Health Education and Improvement Wales is developing proposals to deploy reservists to support the regular workforce at times of extreme pressure, such as for the urgent rollout of a national vaccination program as seen during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Welsh Government also plans to encourage more volunteers into the health and care system, adding to the existing network of people who give their time to help others. The Welsh Government will issue detailed plans for specific professions and services such as nursing, dentistry and pharmacy over the next 2 years. The Welsh Government is encouraging people in need of legal advice to come forward and see what support is available to them. It comes as the cost of living crisis continues to put pressure on people's personal finances and increases the need for support on matters such as housing, welfare benefit appeals, and debt. Mick Antoniff, Counsel General and Minister for the Constitution, and Jane Hutt, Minister for Social Justice, visited the Speak Easy Law Centre in Cardiff to see for themselves how specialist legal advice services can help people. The Speak Easy Law Centre provides free legal advice across Cardiff and the Vale of Glamorgan. tackling social welfare issues including welfare benefits, debt, housing, and employment law. The service was launched in 1992 to help people trapped in financial hardship. It employs solicitors and specialist advisors who provide legal advice, assistance, and representation. Law centers employ specialist solicitors to advise clients free of charge. The Speak Easy Law Centre in Cardiff is currently the only law centre in Wales, although there is a project to set up a second law centre in North Wales this spring. Despite many areas of justice not being devolved, the Welsh Government's Single Advice Fund supports advice services across Wales with around £11 million a year in funding, helping support services like the Speak Easy Law Centre. Since the fund was introduced in January 2020, it has supported 144,000 people deal with more than 660,000 social welfare problems. It has helped people to claim £83 million of additional income, writing off debts worth more than £23 million. AdviceLink Cymru, a Welsh Government-funded service including citizen advice and other services, is also designed to help people most in need of advice services wherever they are in Wales. 10 years since its launch, Business Wales has supported more than 390,000 entrepreneurs and businesses, assisted the creation of over 19,000 new startups, and directly helped to create nearly 47,000 jobs in the Welsh economy. Business Wales is the Welsh Government's flagship bilingual business support service for Welsh micro-businesses and SMEs, including social enterprises and aspiring entrepreneurs of all ages. Business Wales is part funded by the European Regional Development Fund through the Welsh Government. It provides dedicated support for those people wishing to start, sustain, or grow their business through a range of face-to-face, telephone, and online provision. Business Wales provides dedicated support for those people wishing to start or grow their business through those measures, and it also plays quite an important part in helping the Welsh Government build a stronger, fairer, and greener economy. And it is a vital part of Welsh Government's Young Persons Guarantee, helping young people to develop their business ideas and providing support to help them set up their own businesses or go self-employed. It offers specialist advice to support employee buyouts with fully funded and bespoke help available through the Business Wales and Social Business Wales. The Welsh Government is committed to providing greater support to ensure Wales-based companies remain in Welsh hands. And they support businesses to decarbonise by offering a wide range of advice and support on green policies, practices and resource efficiency, which include the Green Ambition Campaign and Green Growth Pledge. Members of the public in Wales are being advised to look out for women and girls who may be at risk from or may have already been subjected to virginity testing and hymenoplasty. The acts are forms of violence against women and girls and are part of the cycle of the so-called honor-based abuse. They can be precursors to child or forced marriage and other forms of family and or community coercive behaviors, including physical and emotional control. Virginity testing is any examination of the female genitalia intended to establish if vaginal intercourse has taken place. Hymenoplasty is a procedure undertaken to reconstruct a hymen to ensure a woman bleeds the next time she has intercourse, to give the impression that she has no history of vaginal intercourse. There is no scientific way to test for virginity, and such tests and procedures can lead to lifelong physical and psychological harm for the victims. Both of these forms of abuse became criminal offences in Wales when the Health and Care Act 2022 came into force in July 2022. It's also illegal for UK nationals and residents to carry out, offer or aid and abet virginity testing and hymenoplasty outside of the country. While other parts of the UK have issued guidance for professionals, the Welsh Government is going further, with materials published in a total of 17 languages as part of a wider awareness-raising campaign for care providers and the public. The Minister for Social Justice, James Hutt, has described the move as the right thing to do. And this concludes this week's video on Welsh politics. I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.